The issue of the true date of Jesus Christ's birth has been a topic of discussion and analysis for centuries, involving both religious scholars and historians. The traditionally celebrated date, December 25th, has been questioned for its historical accuracy by various scholars who have explored the origins and implications of this emblematic date, revealing a complex panorama that mixes theology, tradition, and history. Many scholars approach the December 25th date from different perspectives, suggesting that the choice may have been influenced more by theological and symbolic factors than by historical certainty. There is much speculation about this date, including discussions about its coincidence with pagan festivals or its use to emphasize certain theological aspects of Christianity. Some investigate the liturgical roots and traditions that shaped the celebration of Christmas, while others examine the connections between Christmas and other religious and cultural traditions. This multifaceted theory reveals that determining the exact date of Christ's birth is complex, involving not just historical issues, but also theological and cultural interpretations. Thus, understanding this date goes beyond a simple number on the calendar, but a deep analysis of the history of Christianity and the evolution of its traditions over the centuries. Regardless of the actual birth date of Jesus Christ, the most important aspect is its intrinsic meaning for us Christians, marking the incarnation of God in human form and the introduction of a new era of hope and salvation. It's a time to celebrate love, compassion, solidarity, and reflect on the legacy left by Jesus that continues to inspire generations through time. The celebration of Jesus Christ's birth on December 25th is a tradition deeply rooted in Christianity, particularly in the Roman Catholic Church. However, it's important to note that the choice of this date is not based on conclusive historical evidence about the exact day of Christ's birth. Instead, December 25th was established by the Roman Catholic Church for reasons that combine theology, symbolism, and the incorporation of existing pagan festivals. The origin of this date goes back to the 4th century. During this period, the Church was in the process of consolidation and sought to unify its practices and celebrations. One of the strategies adopted was the Christianization of popular pagan festivals. December 25th coincided with the winter solstice in the Julian calendar and pagan festivals like Natalis Solis Invicti, the birth of the unconquered sun, and Saturnalia. This coincidence of dates was strategic. By celebrating Christ's birth on this day, the Church facilitated the transition of pagans to Christianity, allowing them to maintain their traditional feasts, but with new Christian significance. Furthermore, the choice of December 25th has roots in theological interpretations. For example, the idea that Jesus was born on the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, carries powerful symbolism. From that day on, the light increases, which can be seen as a parallel to Christ's birth, bringing light to the world. It's important to emphasize that, despite the lack of direct historical evidence for December 25th as the actual date of Jesus' birth, this date has become symbolically significant for Christians around the world. It represents not just the birth of Jesus, but also the incarnation of God in human form and the introduction of a new era of hope and salvation in Christian theology. While Christian tradition celebrates the birth of Jesus on December 25th, there is evidence and argument suggesting that this date is symbolic and does not represent the actual day of his birth. The idea that Jesus was not born on December 25th and that the exact date is unknown includes the New Testament Gospels, which are the primary sources about Jesus' life, do not mention the date of his birth. The narrative of the birth in Bethlehem, found in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, provides no specific chronological information to determine an exact day. The Gospel of Luke mentions shepherds tending to their flocks outdoors on the night of Jesus' birth. This suggests a date outside of the harsh winter, as it is unlikely that shepherds would be outdoors at night with their flocks during the colder months. Luke also reports that Jesus' birth occurred during a census ordered by Caesar Augustus. These censuses were usually conducted in milder times of the year to facilitate travel and lodging, making winter an unlikely time for the census and, consequently, for Jesus' birth. As previously mentioned, the choice of December 25th by the Roman Catholic Church is linked to the Christianization of pagan festivals, such as the celebration of Sol Invictus, and not to historical evidence of Jesus' birth. In the early centuries of Christianity, there was a variety of opinions and traditions regarding the date of Jesus' birth. Some early Christian groups celebrated on different dates, suggesting there was no consensus or established tradition based on known facts. Although the celebration of Jesus' birth on December 25th holds profound significance for Christians around the world, it is widely accepted among scholars that this date was chosen for symbolic and theological reasons, and not as a result of direct historical evidence of the exact day of his birth. The actual date remains unknown and is a topic of speculation and debate among scholars and theologians. The Jewish calendar, which is a lunisolar calendar used in Jewish tradition, differs significantly from the Gregorian calendar, which is solar and used in most of the Western world. In the Jewish calendar, the month that sometimes partially coincides with December in the Gregorian calendar is called Kislev, or Kiz. Kislev is the third month of the Jewish calendar when counted from Nisan, considered the first month in a biblical and religious context, but it's the ninth month when counted from Tishrei, the month of Rosh Hashanah or Jewish New Year. The duration of Kislev can vary between 29 and 30 days, depending on the complexities of the Jewish lunisolar calendar. This month holds significant importance in Jewish traditions for several reasons. Kislev is notably known for the festival of Hanukkah, also known as the Festival of Lights. Hanukkah begins on the 25th day of Kislev and lasts for 8 days. This festival commemorates the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem in the 2nd century BCE after the victory of the Maccabees over the Greeks. It's a time of joy and celebration, marked by the daily lighting of the menorah candles and special prayers. Kislev is associated with the onset of winter in the Northern Hemisphere. In rabbinic literature, it is often described as a month of dreams and darkness, reflecting the shorter days and longer nights. As with other months in the Jewish calendar, the duration of Kislev can vary from year to year due to adjustments made to align the lunisolar calendar with the solar seasons, ensuring that Jewish holidays fall at the appropriate times of the solar year. While Kislev has some temporal similarities with December in the Gregorian calendar, the traditions, celebrations, and the very system of time counting are distinctly different, reflecting the rich cultural and religious tapestry of Judaism. The hypothesis that Jesus Christ might have been born in the month of Cheshvan, corresponding to October in the Gregorian calendar, is among several theories attempting to establish the actual date of Jesus' birth, a question that continues to be the subject of debate and speculation among scholars and theologians. Cheshvan, also known as Mar Cheshvan, is the second month of the Jewish calendar when counted from Tishrei, the month of Rosh Hashanah or Jewish New Year. This month generally falls in October or November in the Gregorian calendar. Unlike many other months in the Jewish calendar, Cheshvan does not have significant Jewish holidays, giving it a certain uniqueness. In the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, there are references to shepherds in the field at night at the time of Jesus' birth. This suggests a period when it was not severe, winter, as during harsh winter, shepherds tend not to stay in the field with their flocks at night. Some theories based on astronomical events, like the famous Star of Bethlehem, attempt to correlate celestial phenomena with the possible date of Jesus' birth. But these theories are not conclusive and are interpreted in various ways. The birth of Jesus Christ is celebrated worldwide at Christmas, one of the most important festivities in Christianity. This celebration goes beyond the mere acknowledgement of a historical event. It carries deep spiritual and symbolic meaning, being a time of reflection, love, and solidarity for Christians around the world. Christmas is seen as a time of spiritual reflection on the important messages and teachings of Jesus. The story of his birth, as described in the Gospels, speaks of humility, hope, and the manifestation of the divine in the world. For Christians, Jesus is the promised Messiah whose coming was prophesied in the Old Testament, bringing salvation and redemption to humanity. The celebration of Christmas is also a time to emphasize love, compassion, and kindness. The story of Jesus' birth, with its emphasis on simplicity and humility, inspires Christians to practice love for their neighbors, following Jesus' example. While Christmas commemorates the birth of Jesus, it is also a celebration of life and hope. Jesus' arrival in the world is seen as a new beginning for humanity, a moment marking the introduction of new possibilities for reconciliation, love, and peace. The story of the birth of Jesus Christ, filled with humility, love, and hope, continues to resonate deeply in the hearts of millions around the world. This narrative is not just a remembrance of a historical event, it is a reminder of faith's capacity to transform lives, communities, and the course of human history. More than that, the birth of Jesus symbolizes God's unconditional love for humanity. Through the life and teachings of Jesus, we are invited to open our hearts to this love, to cultivate compassion, and to seek peace and justice in our world. It is a message that transcends religious, cultural, and historical boundaries, touching the human soul in its universal quest for meaning and connection. As we reflect on the story of Jesus' birth, we are invited to reconnect with these fundamental values. We are inspired to look beyond our own needs and desires, to reach out to those in need, to build bridges of understanding and love. It is an opportunity to reevaluate our priorities, to reaffirm our commitment to goodness, and to renew our faith in the human capacity to overcome adversity with grace and compassion. Therefore, the story of Jesus' birth, whether he was born on December 25th or on any other date, what truly matters is its real meaning that transcends a simple mark on the calendar, but continues to be a source of inspiration for all of us, reminding us of the beauty and strength found in love, humility, and acceptance. May it encourage us to live our lives with purpose, kindness, and unwavering faith in the presence and love of God, guiding us at every step of the way.